R&B Money. We up. Thanks. jvalentine. We are the authorities on all things R&B.
So I like them girls. I like them girls. I like them girls was a moment in time for both of us. Because at this point...
Can you tell them what you did?
I sang.
You sung
backgrounds.
Oh.
Someone else voices on there too, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I never like to,
background.
jump in front of credit because someone else, the internet is a motherfucker. They be like, nigga, I sang on it when...
I sang on the bridge and you tripping.
Harvey was there.
Yeah, Harvey cut the vote.
You know what I mean? I don't know. But the way Tyrese liked to work is, he's like, listen, the demo is great. I'm just going to take Jay's lead out and keep everything else.
All the background.
I didn't know I was an actual feature.
You were featured.
You were on the song more than me.
Which was great. Listen, when it would come on the radio and shit, I'd be like, that kind of speak. Seeing baby girl don't front. No. So, but the backstory to that record, though, is Tyrese Gibson has the first ever underdog record. The Underdogs did not exist before that record. Not as an actual production and writing team. It did not exist before that. This record, I'm sure you've heard the stories at this point. If you have not, this record was sold 3 times.
No.
You didn't know that?
No.
Okay, well, we gonna get into it today then. Fuck it.
It was sold 3 times?
Yeah. You were the third buyer. So
I mean, it's fucked up, bro.
no, it wasn't that it was fucked up because the truth of the matter is that I Like Them Girls really wasn't a Tyrese Gibson type of record. If you go back into your catalog,
Yeah.
it's
ballads.
it pops out as something different. And I don't even think, when I was initially writing, your name had even come up for that type of record. You know what I mean?
Who were the other artists that was supposed to be?
Well,
come on, this R&B Money Podcast.
this is
the authority.
We're going to get into it.
Come on, talk about it.
I wrote that record for Usher.
You wrote I Like Them Girls for Usher.
Particularly for Usher. That's why...
Specifically.
No, particularly. Like, it was particular. Like, this was like...
You knew this?
It was for him.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Did you know
No,
this?
he wasn't part of the Underdogs.
Did you
wasn't
know
part
this?
yet.
Did you know
there.
this story before today? That he wrote I Like Them Girls for Usher?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Because you acting like you just hearing it for the first time like me.
This
But
is what
you're
I'm
an
supposed
actor.
Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Nah.
We planned it this way.
I was particular about who the song was going to. Right.
No.
In my so as a songwriter.
For real?
Because as a songwriter, we have who we're writing for.
Why
and
did
who we
Usher
gonna
say
get this
no?
cut. So Usher had. So I wrote the record for Usher. That's why I say in the verse, I'm gonna drive the Porsche. So that's why you say it now, because Usher had a Porsche.
Okay.
So I was writing direct.
So you gave me Usher's lyrics, the car he was driving, the whole shit.
The whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the disrespect for the R&B Money Podcast continues.
I know, man.
I mean, what the fuck?
I'm giving you
So you just told me that Usher said he likes it, she likes it my way.
No, he doesn't finish his story.
And
I told you it wasn't a good look.
okay, and then now
And
you
then you got Usher
you
right.
saying it wasn't a good look because your partner here, jvalentine,
We weren't
wrote a
partners
song
then. We weren't
for.
partners then. We didn't even know each other yet.
Yeah,
we didn't know each other
we
yet.
didn't-
So
we
he
know
ain't,
each other.
don't throw him
I'm
in
talking
this.
about y'all partners now.
We
Yeah.
are, but don't throw
So
him
it wasn't
in
a
this.
good look because she likes it my way, and then jvalentine says
I
I,
gave
like
you-
them girls
I gave
was
you-
Usher's song.
I
Like for
gave
the
you his
first 4
Porsche.
years of your career, Usher was kicking your ass. That's what it said.
He was.
Hey, so listen, I'm gonna speed it up.
He
I
was.
was speed it up.
Usher is still kicking my ass. Okay, let's be clear. Okay, that bag per night on that Vegas residency must be serious.
Usher stopped recording. Usher stopped recording. He had put out a record, I think it was called like Pop Your Collar.
Pop Your Collar.
Well, he caught a lot of backlash for, and you know, the Bay Area wasn't very happy. Some people weren't very happy because he wasn't from the Bay and he was talking about popping his collar. And the record just it didn't
Wait,
connect.
was that back then?
Yeah.
Yeah, video whole night.
Yeah. And it didn't
Pop
connect.
your collar, don't let him sweat
So
you.
from what was told to us was Usher, he's just not recording right now.
So that's how I ended
we're
up with
sitting.
the song.
No, you still don't get it.
Damn, went to somebody else.
Yeah.
Damn, they loving
So
this. So y'all in on it too.
No, this is
so
new.
Shakir Stewart calls me, my partner, my player partner from the town. He calls me. He said, Valentine, I need that record. I said, what record? You know, I'm songwriter. I'm like, we just writing songs. Like, I like them girls. I said, I sent it to y'all already. Y'all, you know what I mean? Like, Usher not recording. He said, not for Usher. I said, what you mean? The song was for Usher. I wrote it for Usher's, the Porsche, you know, the Porsche, right? He like, nah, I got another artist. I'm like, who? He goes, Sam Salter. So I'm like, okay. Sam had the record.
don't ever wanna see you
Once
again.
My Shit. No, that's Uncle Sam. That's Uncle Sam.
Sam
Salter had Once My Shit, Always My Shit.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay,
yeah.
I fuck with Sam
Tricky
Salter.
Stewart, Laney Stewart, Bunchy, to be so.
I'm like, I fuck with.
Rest in peace to Sam
yes,
Salter,
yes.
man.
Yeah.
That broke my heart when I found out.
I'm like, I rock with Sam Salter. All right, whatever. I said, but let me call Damon and Harvey. Because this is also the first song, like I said, that Damon and Harvey and myself have written, because at this point, this is when Damon, in my mind, had stole Harvey away from Dark Child. And now, you know what I mean? Like, because
Damon and Harvey had stole.
No, Damon has stole Harvey from Dark Child. Because Harvey was Dark Child's engineer and Pro Tools guy.
Yes.
And he came to play basketball with us one night, and then he showed up with them, and then he showed up the next night by himself
Without them.
with all the sounds.
The Poach.
All the sounds.
With all the sounds.
Damon Thomas.
That's why
the
you have
Poach.
that's why you have a Dark Child underdog
Dark Child-esque.
record.
Oh, right. For I Like Them Girls.
Yeah.
So, definitely. Boom, boom, boom,
Oh,
boom,
nigga.
Yeah.
The whole shit. So Sam comes to sing the record.
Has the beat always been that
No,
way?
it's the exact song. Exact same song.
It didn't change when it went from Usher to Sam to
Well,
me.
Usher, it never went to Usher.
Gotcha.
It never went to Usher, right? It didn't go to him, but it went to their building.
Gotcha.
So now their building's involved, and now he's talking about song deals and all this other shit and all that. But you know, and now they're pivoting, trying to give it to another artist. Sam comes, he sings it, he does his shit, but LA don't like it. And LA over the phone is like, who's singing the demo? Harvey puts me on the phone with LA. He like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm a songwriter. I ain't trying to. He's like, all right, well, you know, if you singing, what's happening? I was like, no, that ain't what I'm trying to do.
And light skin was in back then.
At my
too.
time,
You should have.
listen. I've never went out. I've been in this thing for a long time. You've known me how many years? 25 at this point? Still me, baby.
Jay's not humble either.
Jay's not humble. So we're clear.
Jay doesn't fake it.
The original ego man.
Ego man.
Go ahead.
So, no. So we, you know, I'm like, but he's like, I want you to change a couple things at the end. LA has some suggestions for the record of like the pre-out or whatever. I don't even know the hell the outro. So we swapped some things out, rewrote a couple little things, and then LA was just like, I'm cool off the record. After like maybe a couple weeks or whatever. I'm not sure if you remember this though. Brandy comes by the studio. This before I had known you already, but before you come to the studio, Brandy comes to the studio and she's like, I love this record, which makes sense. She's coming off of all Dark Child records. It feels like Dark Child with a different lyric and melody to it because me and LaShawn were we came from two very different backgrounds. So I'm writing in a little more aggressive, edgier way because I'm not a church guy, right? So our songs are different on the same type of music. So Brandy's like, can you change to I Like Them Boys? I was like, I don't like the way that sounds. I was like,
Never heard
it
this in my
sound
life.
that don't.
I like them boys.
I was like, it just
The
don't.
boy is mine.
I was just like, it don't feel right to me. She was like, well, give me a copy of it. She's like, give me a copy of it. I'm like, Brandy, nigga, I'm not about to tell Brandy no. I'm gonna give you a copy of it. I don't want to change the song, but I'll give you a copy of it. From my knowledge, Brandy plays that song for you in the car. That's what was told to me. Because next thing I know, Tyrese is at the studio. And Tyrese loves this record. But Tyrese, obviously, you know, from the artist standpoint, we all know this. We don't know where those records have been and where they go. They like
floating around.
They like the new
Hot
girl.
potato.
They the new girl you met and you ain't asked her who she done been with yet.
Right. Why you wearing the
just
jersey?
You just know she pretty.
Why you wearing that
Why
jersey?
are you wearing that jersey? No, it's
You
not
a
even the
fan of
jersey.
football?
No, it's not the jersey. It's the shorts.
It's the shorts.
It's not the jersey. It's the
No,
shorts.
no, I've always said any girl I date that was like, yo, man, could you just tell me if you smash any one of these NBA, NFL niggas? Because if I go to the game, I don't want to be wearing this jersey.
Yeah, you definitely can't wear that nigga
You know,
jersey.
like, just let me know. Because, you know,
Yeah.
as long as I know
I've
who
only
you
worn
smash,
throwbacks.
you ain't
so
touched
if-
as many as me.
Hey, listen, I've only worn throwbacks, so if she knocked down Dr. J, shit, I just got to
Listen,
accept
as long as I know. I mean, if it's a player I really like, I gotta wear the jersey.
You going to wear the jersey anyway.
wear
See,
my
I can't
anyway.
do it.
You're wild.
Once I know
You
you
better-
smash, the handshake is different. Everything about how we need to shorten this. You know, when you run into the nigga, you know, y'all used to, so just give him some energy.
Nigga takes
No?
it. Nope.
More life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What up? Why? Why?
Hey, this thing.
It's mine now.
It's mine now. Little badass kid.
Oh my God.
Anyway, let's see.
I've never cried when Genuine took a girl from me.
Let's talk about it.
No, what's there to talk about? He was genuine.
I've never cried.
Tank, I need that dog. All right. Okay.
Devo in these streets.
Genuine wants you.
Genuine wants your girl. All right, dog.
Genuine is in room 708. He wants to talk to you.
Incredible.
You just got to chalk it up.
Hold on. The flip phone at the time. Hello?
Hello? I need that dog.
Oh.
How you look at her?
You talking? Yeah, she wearing. Yeah, the one with the pink. Go ahead, be genuine off camera.
Yeah, no, that's her dog. I need that dog.
Oh, okay.
702 dog. That's what I meant.
Okay.
All right, dog.
All right.
I love you, dog.
Flip phone. You should get dressed. You gotta go. Genuine said he wants you in his room.
Nope.
How did it go?
It wasn't me. Yeah, you're too distraught.
Okay.
I
You was excited to give it away.
I felt good about it.
Okay. So
I was doing my job.
So you got off the phone, and then what happened? Action.
Genuine. He saw you, and he want to talk to you. Where? No, the girl was like this. Where's Genuine at? He's.
I was about to give you this pussy. I really didn't want to be here.
He's the son of, when we take you up there. We was both excited. We was both excited. You gonna get to be with Genuine. I'm
You gonna get the sprinkles and the powder and the whole shebang.
Huh? Oh yeah. So we run up there together. Wine. Shoot, baby.
She whizzle.
I bagged it for you.
Hey, man.
I'll holla at y'all. I'll see y'all later, man.
Fall in line, soldier.
That's wild.
These ain't your spoils. They're not.
Because you were touring with them.
Yeah, it was just, I
any-
carried the bags.
any residual-
I sang the backgrounds and carried the
And
bags.
the residual residue
I had to wait to see
belongs to the
what was
G-Man.
left on the plate.
Yeah.
Whatever was left on the plate, then I could eat.
That's what Biggie said in his rap. He said something. What he said? All his hoes go to my flow.
What?
He was talking about Lil C. He was rapping.
Yeah.
He was talking about, the young homie, he put all his hoes. I mean, they gotta tap in.
They got to pass inspection first. First right
Sample plate.
First right of refusal is what that's
Sample
called.
plate.
First right of refusal.
That's
Ooh.
an ill scenario. I've never been in that scenario before.
No?
Nah, and I've never asked none of the little homies for where they work neither though. Either way. Like
Neither
I'm
way.
like, yours is
No,
yours.
no muscle,
Yeah,
no
nah,
phone call with the let me get that.
Nah.
She laying in the bed, baby oil primed up, you fresh out the shower, and you about to go knock her head off, and Genuine jump in from the iCloud and say, let me get that.
The iCloud.
I can always hear. Let me get that, dog.
Let me get that dog.
Tank, what you doing with that, dog?
Oh, the question though? What you doing with it?
What you doing with that, dog? You know that's me, dog. It is kind of you.
Oh my God. What?
It is kind of more you than
It is? Yo! I'm not doing this.
I'm in your whole area right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's you. And then I have to beat the streets. Get back to the lobby.
Get back to the
Back to
lobby.
the lobby. Anything left?
Anything left? Yeah. Yeah.
Woody
Yeah.
woo. Woody woo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
wild.
that's crazy. I
wild.
love it.
That's wild.
But you know what, though? That's why y'all still close to this day, because there's an understanding that was in place.
No, I mean, I just as a kid, I just understood that there was a pecking order. You know what I'm saying?
fair.
And so, you know.
But it was a pecking order he established, though. Or were you saying that in general?
For me, he didn't have to. He never had to establish it.
Got you.
I knew coming on the road, it's his show. Any benefits of that is his. If I'm lucky enough to build a relationship with him or lucky enough to carry the bags, playing that role heavy.
Wow.
Like I used to get accused of doing too much. But you're doing too much. Anytime Genuine asks you to do something, you just up and move and up and.
You know what's so crazy? That was Luke and Q with me. Luke and Q.
You took their work.
No. Took them on tour, backgrounds.
But did you take their work?
No.
All right, man. I'm about to say
I never did that to them.
Wow, nigga.
Maybe I did.
We're gonna get
and
Luke on
didn't
the
know.
podcast.
Yeah, Luke gonna be like, yeah, Walter.
Yeah, Walter came through.
No, I don't. I just remember. I don't know. There's one. Maybe it's a Capricorn thing, but we definitely make people pay their dues, and because at the end of the day, people always, when you get on with somebody that's already on, you automatically cutting the line off top. Doesn't matter what type of grunt and hustle you create for them while they're grinding and working with you, around you. It's still you're on already. It's not like you can go back to, I'm in the hood. I just met you, so let me rewind the clock, be back in the hood where it's struggle. And then once you pay your dues and show me you down for the cause, then you get to be on tour buses and arenas. It doesn't work that way. So, yeah, Luke and Q toured with me. Kenyon toured with me. Isa. I had a lot of people for many, many years touring. And I remember the running joke with Luke and Q was me, making them carry my bags and do all that.
Yeah, but see, Genuine was more of, the way you do dues is different from Genuine, because for me it was an offering. You know what I'm saying? For me it was like, this the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like preventative. Before he lift the bag, I lift the bag. When they hand the bag over the counter from Foot Locker, give me that, I got that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what they did.
But like you're more of like, yeah, go get those.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
We've watched you.
That's not true at all.
Don't do this. You said you was coming here to.
I'm not, listen, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. I can't
I'm
stop
not
that.
talking about what I feel. I'm talking about what I've seen.
You've never seen that ever in your life.
Yeah, make sure y'all get those bags. Get those bags in the trunk.
I am
put them in
definitely-
the excursion.
I'm militant.
And then go build my salon.
Put him in the put
I'm
put the
very
bags
militant
in the
with my
excursion.
communication, but it's
Are
not
you-
condescending. I don't treat nobody like slaves. I don't do none of that. That's not true.
I didn't say you treat people like slaves. Yeah. What I said was, with Genuine, it was an offering for me. With you, It's got a little requirement vibe on it.
Yeah, it's definitely paying your dues. And paying the dues with me does come with a particular pressure. You know, I like to I tell people all the time, the crazy thing is I heard this saying before I embraced the saying. They said, man, if you can make it through the level of grunt and grind and hustle and the impulses of everything in and around my life that happen as fast as they do, if you can make it and we become successful, you can make it anywhere. And the amount of directors, writers, producers, singers, writers, meaning movie producers versus music producers, both, you know, all across the board, man. I mean, I would be here for the next, 100 hours just mentioning every conversation, every moment, somebody, some way who ended up, being connected with me, and we ended up figuring out how we can dance and take the journey.
Yeah.
And they'll say, man, for those 4 years or those 5 years that I worked with you, without me even knowing, it prepared me for all that I ended up doing. So, it's definitely an aggressive environment that I purposely create. There is no relaxing, lackadaisical, you got it, so I got it. No, this is mine. And when you get here, you got to work. You got to grind. You got to hustle. You got to really get in there and do the work, because ultimately I can't go back and say I'm in a two-door Honda Accord. No disrespect for the Honda Accords, but that's not what I drive. So if I meet you and I catch a vibe with you, or you're a referral, you're automatically in the drophead. You're automatically in the Maybach. You're automatically in the mansion number 1 or number 2. You automatically on a set of fast. It's like you just automatically get grabbed from the back of your shirt and thrown in. And I'm not bitter. I don't feel a way about how hard I've worked to get to where I am and somebody else cutting in line. But I definitely make it very clear that although this all looks incredible, and it is incredible, you got a whole lot of work to do while you're here.
Yeah.
And that's always been my thing. And I stick to that model to this day, because people get on very fast. Familiarity breeds contempt. They get comfortable. They start thinking we homies, and they don't feel like they got to be on their game the way they were when you first met them. And then that's when shit falls apart, because now they think, oh, he like me, I like him. We catch a vibe, couple jokes being cracked, it's a grind, think I'm on. You're not on. You're not on. I've been working with Isabella for 15 years, who's president of my company. I keep her on her game, she keep me on mine. That's how we function. So, yeah, it's definitely not relaxed around me at all.
At all. How you gonna act like that?
A rocket ship.
How you gonna act like that, Jay?
How you gonna act like that?
There you go. Eric Dawkins.
Eric Dawkins.
All the backgrounds.
Again.
I remember you took me. I came to your show.
All the background.
I came to your show at the House of Blues, and you introduced me to Damon Thomas.
I don't remember that. That's wild.
And that started my underdog journey.
You see there? I just said that.
See, so I'm going to do something, and I'm going to connect something that you wouldn't do. No, you be quiet.
I just said
no,
that.
No, you be quiet.
When you moving,
you are the
when
reason.
you moving,
no, indirectly, you are the reason that R&B Money exists. You know why? Because you introducing Tank to Damon Thomas, and Tank having me come by the studio to meet, Damon Thomas having me come by the studio to meet Tank, starts off our friendship, which ultimately turns into our brotherhood and our partnership in this music thing. So you want to kick me out of I didn't help you read for the movie? I ain't a part of that? It's fine. I'm going to give you your credit, though, of your indirect connections to this whole R&B Money thing. Because that's what we do around here.
We get flowers.
We give flowers. I appreciate you for that. For introducing him to Damon, which you don't remember because you've just done so many amazing things in your life. And I don't remember that. I'm going to give you your credit, because credit is due. Even if you didn't know what you was doing.
Give him Shaq voice. How you give him Shaq voice? I like chicken. Anytime chicken's around, I gotta have the
Tank of J.
chicken. You know,
I didn't even know it.
I dunk on the chicken.
I was gonna say, I received that. Didn't know that happened, but I received it. And I was saying again, when I think about Hit Boy, they were the Hit Boys when I discovered them. James Fauntleroy, the whole 1500 clique. I had them all on my second floor in the Edmonds building. Siege Monstrosity, Kenyon, just the whole list of incredibly geniusly talented people that I believed in.
Yeah.
And it did not take you to name drop. It did not take you to have other songs that you had written or produced. I believe in who I believe in. And when I see Hit Boy out here running around with Nas, when I met him, we tried to, they were the new underdogs because it was a duo and they were doing nothing but R&B. He did nothing that had to do with hip hop.
Wait, so James and Hit Boy were together?
Bro.
No, I remember they all
I
came
had
through.
all of them,
No
the whole
shit.
1500 clique.
No shit.
Hit Boy were called the Hit Boys, Siege Monstrosity, James Fauntleroy. Let me tell you a story about James Fauntleroy. So proud of this. So at a certain point, I was trying to sign Glenn Lewis to my company at the time, Headquarter Entertainment. He was always on the second floor. I brought him out. And Glenn Lewis and James Fauntleroy were writing all of these dope-ass songs.
Yeah,
They
a
had
song
all
called
these producers.
Storm that I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I need you, storm? Yeah. I know that song. I still got it in my phone. So they were doing all of these records. The whole 1500, Fauntleroy, Hit Boys, Siege Monstrosity, who I'll say it today. Everybody who come from my original crew of producers and writers, everybody know Siege is the problem waiting to happen. Most people would say, let's just hope that nigga never get on because it's going to be lights out for a whole lot of people. It's always been that way. And I'm just going on record because
You stay throwing him into a beef beat too.
I
a
just
beat beef. Yeah, you stay.
Siege Monstrosity.
Let him just be great, man, and stop.
Siege Monstrosity is a savage.
He is though. And I agree.
And that's just it. So he's been patiently waiting on his time, but when it happens, nobody who knows Siege is gonna be surprised. He's a fucking monster. So James and the whole team is writing all these songs for Glenn Lewis. Damon and Harvey, who was on the third floor at the Edmonds building, they called my phone and they say, yo, Ty, you got a kid down there named James? Yeah, James Fauntleroy, yeah. Man, we just heard a couple of songs he did. And I was like, hold on. I got the phone call in my office at the front desk by the elevator. And James Fauntleroy with Glenn Lewis and Rands and Mars and all that was in the studio. So I walked in and I had Harvey Mason on speakerphone. And I said, tell him. I said, it's Harvey Mason. And James went, and then I was like, Harvey, what did you just say? He said, hey man, I was just calling you, Reese, to ask you, would you be okay with us working with James Fauntleroy because we heard a couple of his melodies and his lyrics and we think he's incredible. Bro, James started crying.
Wow.
And then he grabbed my hand while I was still on the phone with Harvey. I'll never forget. I don't remember a lot, but I remember this because it was so beautiful. He grabbed my hand. He said, bro, touch my chest. Harvey was still on the phone. And his heart was beating like crazy. And then he went upstairs to the third floor and started working with the underdogs. And obviously the rest is history.
History.
When I first, this is what's crazy. For some reason, I wasn't really focused on singers and songwriters on that level compared to just producing, producers. So my R&B, my hip hop, they were called the Frontline Boys. James, Rands, Mars, Siege, everybody I had. There was a bunch of other folks, I can't even think of their names. But They were all called the Frontline Boys. That's why it says, when you got off the elevator, it said, "Welcome to Headquarter Entertainment, home of the Frontline Boys." So even though they had their individual cliques, 1,500, they were still 1,500. They were all under the Frontline Boys umbrella, all of them. And so I'll never forget, man, when I first met James Fauntleroy. I got to tell this story. It wasn't the day that we got the call. So James Fauntleroy, I somehow got a hold of a CD. And I was just like, yo, what the fuck? What is going on? Because I've always had ears, whether I drop albums every year or not, that doesn't matter. I've always had ears for production, for songwriters, for rappers. Just, I got ears, it's my gift. I said, man, God, if you don't do anything, don't ever take away my ears to hear music when it's magic. So never heard of James in my life. I had James to meet me at a restaurant that closed down now, which is called Cape Madalini's in Beverly Hills. I was there with my agent, and I went outside, and James Fauntleroy was there. I pulled him in my car. I listened to like 10 other records that he had, and I said, "Bro, you're fucking incredible. What are you doing?" He said, "Bro," he's very sarcastic. He's like, "Hey, man, listen, I'm just out here, doing what I do," and whatever his words were. It was very like, I'm fucked up. I know I'm fucked up, but I'm not gonna give you no energy about whatever I'm about to go back to, whatever hood I live in, wherever my bank account is north of or south of. I'm not gonna give you none of that. I believe in myself. I'm talented, and I belong here. Type of energy he had, right, which I appreciate. So then I was like, man, you super dope, bro. I fucking love you. I believe in you, man. Like, you're incredible. And then I went back to my car, right? And then I got a call. "Hey, man, my car just broke down and I need some gas money." So I came back through the alley, because that's where his car, you got to go out of Valet Park and make a left, and it's an alley in the back of Cape Madalini's. And I did whatever it took to get him to the house. And so when I think about all of the people that I loved, believed in, and created a sanctuary, a creative, safe sanctuary. And I look at these guys have won Grammys before me. I know James wrote multiple full albums for Justin Timberlake, you name it. Now these guys were not, these guys were not signed to me. Like, I was not a businessman. I had Headquarter Entertainment and the Frontline Boys, but I didn't have none of my Frontline Boys signed to me, which I kick myself in the ass to this day. But at the same time, that wasn't my agenda. I wasn't on that, I'm going to sign everybody, I'm going to take your publishing, I wasn't on none of that. It was just literally like the heavens of creating and making music for me was all I wanted to live and experience every day.
Yeah.
So they slept at the studio. They never missed a meal. They were working day and night. I spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars at the Guitar Center because I would always call Tracy Edmonds because her and Babyface had divorced. And so Tracy and Moms, rest in peace, Jack and McCorn, they were running the building and had all the tenants that they were collecting rent from. So, I said, can I get this room? Can I get this other room? And my rent just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, my lease, because I just wanted to keep this creative sanctuary of all of these producers, singers, and songwriters working 24 hours, 7 days a week in my office.
Yeah.
And as I look at everything that these guys have done, you don't even understand what that has done for my confidence. Even Luke James, like what it has all done for my confidence, bro, like I feel like if it all ended tomorrow, I had the gift of seeing something in their talent and believing in them and putting them in a place, in a space, and environment that they can do whatever it is they're gonna do, did not lock them down with publishing and try and take anything from them. And now they're all flying. You know, I look at Kenyon, I look at Brandon, Bam.
Mm-hmm.
I met Bam through you.
Mm-hmm.
He did
Amazing.
He did your song Amazing with you. And again, didn't know him from a hole in the wall. My boy Scooter, who happens to be
BJ.
Aaron Sledge brother.
And be the Chicago kid.
Yeah, BJ the Chicago. He was one of the frontline boys.
Yeah.
BJ the Chicago kid, one of the frontline boys. So all of that, man. You know, Sticks. I don't remember everybody's name. I apologize for anybody I forgot one of the frontline boys.
What you've done though is worth way more than money.
Yeah.
For you, not even for them,
Absolutely.
but for you.
Yeah.
Because I think in this business we're so used to trying to be monetarily involved. We always want to figure out a way to be in business with someone. And a lot of times that affects if you're in someone's life.
Yeah.
But I was also the dude that bought a
way.
house and didn't know what equity was.
Right.
So I just knew I wanted to get the house.
But this is a different type of equity.
No, I 100%.
You know what
I'm
I'm
saying to
saying?
you, I agree.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do that, but I didn't have the business sense
Yeah.
to lock
But
everybody
the
up or
truth of the
sign
matter
everybody,
is-
whatever.
It would
It
have
was
changed
better.
something.
It would have changed
Yeah.
the relationships.
It'd have changed
Every bit of it.
Yeah, just even creative dynamics. Just
Yeah.
sometimes
Because
they
it's
take
something
a
about
turn.
being somebody's quote unquote boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It's just
that
you're looked
feels
at
the way.
different.
Yeah.
You're looked at different, especially if you are participating on things that you're not a part of later on. You know what I mean? Like if you're just somebody's connected to your deal somehow.
You know what's crazy? Ren's just was at the house, 1,500. And the craziest thing is I went up to 1,500 Academy.
It's amazing. It's
Right.
amazing.
And I said, Frontline Boys. You did the Frontline Boys and blew it out and went crazy with the 1,500 Academy. It's exactly what I did with all of them. We were all in every room cooking. Now, there was no business plan in place. There was no pay and you can graduate from the Frontline Boys Academy. None of that was in place. But him and I and the whole team at the time creating all of those beautiful moments that happened at headquarters with the Frontline Boys. Soon as I went to go visit 1,500 Academy, I looked at him and I'm like, he said, you already know. And
Yeah.
I said to him, man, if I had known to turn this into a business, if I had known anything about publishing or like signing people to publishing deal, if I had known anything, things would probably be a little different for me right now. But I can tell you right now, I don't lose any sleep. To your point, I don't lose no sleep over having my hands in any capacity with anything. Nobody has to walk around mentioning my name about anything. No one has to give me credit. No one has to say, yo, man, Tyrese introduced me to... In most cases, when people tell these type of stories, I don't remember anyway. Because when you're really in it and you're moving, you don't keep receipts. But there are certain things that I am aware of, that I am proud of. But everybody that's successful that I mentioned, they've all done the work.
Yeah.
Everything about the life and lifestyle, any song, any producing, any screenplay writing, any executive, anything that anybody is doing, it doesn't mean if I met you 5 minutes, had a conversation with you, introduced you to this and that, I don't keep receipts. And I wasn't a businessman at the time to be smart enough to, try and lock everybody up and lock up their publishing or do any of that. Because it was all like, I feel like God is using me and these are heavenly deposits. And whatever God has in mind for me in return for being a part of these moments and situations, then so be it. But one of the most life-changing stories for me was there was a girl named Nika, beautiful dark-skinned sister. She can sing her ass off. She's incredible. Everybody's like Brandy, Kim Burrell. She's got that tone, texture. I'll never forget, she said, while we were in the middle of writing the remix to What Took You So Long on Open Invitation Reloaded. She was at my house, sitting on my couch in Woodland Hills. And it had probably been 2 days into us writing this song. And she said, I'm so sorry. I just have to tell you, I cannot believe my life right now. And I said, what do you mean? Like, I'm almost like, what's going on? You know, did I say something to do, you know? And she's like, no, you went on your Instagram or your Twitter, whatever it was at the time. And she said, out of sight, out of mind. You can be the most creatively, geniusly talented singer, rapper, actor, producer, whoever it is and whatever you're capable of doing. Nobody's going to find you living in the middle of the bushes. She says she packed up her car from that post with $12 in her pocket, drove to L.A. And the person who encouraged her to pack up and leave and just do whatever it takes to take the journey, not even 2 weeks later, ended up on my couch in my house writing a song with Tyrese. Siege Monstrosity, who I believe.
Third person himself.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
cool.
fine.
Third person?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Okay.
I was repeating her.
Okay. Whatever.
She said, I'm sitting on the couch with Tyrese.
Okay.
I know what y'all trying to do. It ain't working.
No.
That's
No,
some light skin shit.
No,
Can
it's
I finish
not.
my story?
Listen,
Don't
you
be
and your
jealous.
color, you
Don't
and
be
your
jealous
colorism
about
does not
that's a
work,
good
brother.
story.
It doesn't work. Your colorism
You'll
doesn't
finish my
work. Here.
story. So another moment, which again I believe, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I believe Siege Monstrosity is the biggest hip hop producer in the world, and nobody could fuck with him. That's how I feel. And how I met Siege, he made a beat. He was to work at the Guitar Center. He was also homeless, sleeping in his car from Detroit. Didn't come to L.A. for me, just took a journey. He said he wanted to work with Snoop, Dre, and he had a full list of people that he wanted to work with. Dr. Dre is his all-time hero. So as I was putting the front line boys together, and I constantly stayed at the Guitar Center on Sunset, spending all his money to make sure everybody was all that they needed, had all they needed, there was a beat playing that he left playing, and he wasn't even at work. So I walked up to the dude. I was like, hey, man, what is that beat playing? He's like, I'm so sorry, man. It was made by one of the guys that work here. His name is Marcus. You know, he was thinking that I was annoyed by how loud the beat was playing. I discovered Siege Monstrosity because he left a beat playing at the Guitar Center when he wasn't even at work. And we're coming up on 14 years.
Yeah.
And he's worked with Dre. He was signed to Dre, Snoop. Everybody he ever dreamt of working with, he ended up working with him and then some.
Yeah.
And I believe he's going to be the biggest producer in hip-hop, period. I've always felt that way. And everybody who I mentioned from 1500, everybody knows Siege Monstrosity got next, period. So I just wanted to tell that story because, again, everybody's out here doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely created a very aggressive environment, very competitive environment. And, you know, for anybody to rise to the occasion the way they did, they were all experiencing the fruits of the time and energy and work and discipline and grind and hustle. And I still say to this day, like, I know I met you and you met me and I connected you and I did this and I did that, but none of y'all can still outwork me to this day because I grind hard. There's a saying, you can't get points today for yesterday's game. And that's been my motto forever. Whatever you did and accomplished last week, that shit is over. What you doing now? You still talking about some shit you did 20 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. What's happening now? You can't get points today for yesterday's game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to give you points on how you gonna act like that, because that's where this shit started. This whole question that you didn't win off the rail.
No, Reese got backstories.
I just want to know.
First of all, am I safe here?
Kind of.
Am I safe here?
Kind of. We gotta
Do
say.
y'all have a format or some type of blueprint?
You fucking
I never
everything
got it.
up. You fucking everything.
I never
up,
got
man.
it.
You're good.
You shouldn't be a robot, Jay. You should not stick to anything. You should let it flow. And if you're gonna have
sometimes you
niggas
gotta-
sticking, if you want somebody to stick to a
Sometimes
blueprint that's
sometimes
in
you gotta
place, you should give somebody the heads
Turn the
up.
motherfucker a little bit and say, hey man, answer the goddamn question.
No,
Oh my god.
no, that's not what happens here. That's what happens with regular niggas that's doing interviews who ain't sitting there with their homies of over 20 years.
No, when you sit with your friends, you still answer the questions.
No, you don't.
You don't.
No, when you in the man cave or you in a barbershop, ain't no rules. Nigga, the topic gonna move from one to the next.
Are you going to answer the question?
What's the question? The fuck is the question?
It's kind of what it boils down to.
What is the question?
You don't remember the question?
I don't.
It was your question.
I had a thought,
remember.
and I went into my thoughts.
Oh my god.
And you did not send me the motherfucking pre-interview.
It's a pre-interview.
So that I
There's
can
no
know.
pre-interview.
You're good.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. You ain't got no pre-interview that you gave me, and then you trying to get me to stick to some shit I don't know nothing
I
about.
just want you to
I'm not
answer-
doing
I
it.
just want you to answer the question.
Yeah, it was a question. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Shut up.
Reese,
Just shut up.
this is our life. This is our life. This is how we live.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna cut
listening.
a corner.
Okay.
I want to cut a corner. Because and I'm coming to the present just so you can use that as motivation.
So I can leave because
No.
I've been here long enough.
No. I'm coming to the present.
We ain't even got past how you gotta act like that. We're gonna be another 3 hours fucking
No,
with this
sure.
talking
No.
ass nigga. Go ahead. That's how he feels.
No, it's not. So
Yes, it is.
I know I do. I know I do. So
Nigga, we still in 97. We ain't gonna get to 2023. Fuck with this nigga.
because I want to get to something
Go ahead.
that I know, as you spoke on earlier, you love to pour in. And a lot, if not all of what you pour, I mean, you've been around some great people. You've heard some great things. You've heard some great sayings and heard some great stories and things that you're able to connect to everyday life, even for others. But 98% of that are things that you've experienced, and I feel like what I just heard musically from you, and in pieces before, but now this project that you have now, Beautiful Pain, feels like a journey, a hell of a journey that you've taken from your first wife, if I can say, to whatever that ended up being, to your second wife, to even the moment you had online where it was like, have we lost Tyrese in all of this? To now it manifesting itself into some of the craziest music that I've ever heard you make. Ever. And I just kind of want you to, as much as you can or are willing to, speak to the journeys that sometimes are tough to audit or tough to go through in order to create the art that ends up being Beautiful Pain.
Well, thank you for that, man. That means a lot to just hear, because you said it to me privately. You said it on Instagram when we were on IG Live, which broke this record.
Yeah.
And you're saying it again, and you already know how much I love you and respect you musically, vocally, songwriting, pen, all the above. So to hear that from your loved ones that you really rock with for real and look up to and respect means the world, So thank you for that. Truth be told, man, I was in New Jersey working on the movie. I was all over Instagram. We were way on the other side of the crying video, the psych meds, the breakdown, waking up to those accusations, and everything that me and Samantha had dealt with at the time. Which, if I say fuck me and get away from me and look at everything through her lens, there was nothing about what she lived or had to experience that was okay and was cool. It was all extremely uncomfortable for me, and I know it was for her. Our first full year of being married was like we were up there with the Care Bears. It was like a never-ending honeymoon for us because we became everything that we thought we were missing in each other's lives. So as soon as September 11th of all days hit and we woke up to those accusations, then everything, beefing with The Rock, the psych meds, the meltdown online with the tears and the crying, what more do you want from me? Like everything just went crazy. And there was no one that was around me 24 hours, 7 days a week like Sam. Yeah. So fast forward, we get to LA because I live mainly in Atlanta now and LA. I had my crib here still. I sold it, but it was here. And whenever it would get super cold in Atlanta during the winter, we would always come back to LA. Mm-hmm. And so as soon as we got to LA, Kobe died. And he was probably 2 exits from my house. I never went to the crash site, but it was like instantly being back in LA, that was like a really traumatic, sad cloud that had took over the world, but especially us in LA. And I've been knowing Kobe, not best friends, not homies, but I've been knowing Kobe literally because Brandy was my best friend from childhood. As you can imagine, when Brandy took Kobe to her prom, I was there and a part of the whole situation. You know, I was around and got every phone call about it and the whole shebang. So I've been knowing Kobe for a very long time and was not shocked at all that he became so successful. But the way he died and the tragedy of it all, that hit right before COVID. And so COVID hit. So now, what the fuck is COVID? Now we're in quarantine. And I know quarantine became a negative for most of the world, but it wasn't a negative for me. And that's my life and my story. Why wasn't it negative? Because the crying video was behind me. I got custody of my child that they tried to take away from me. They took my daughter, no calls, no contact, over accusations for 100 days. And then when I finally got custody of my daughter back, there was about 2 months of monitored visits where I could not see my child without someone from the courts there monitoring me. And I was like, so I'm confused. You found out that everything she accused me of was not true. Why the fuck you ain't monitoring her?
Right.
So me and Sam experiencing all of this. So then COVID hit. So now we at home. We got about 6 people on staff, supposed to be going home. Understand, we got some people from Atlanta that came to LA. And we're all stuck, like the whole world, in quarantine. And then I said, you know what, Sam? Let's try and use this moment to inspire people. Instead of turning, this into some depressive, mental, emotional, and psychological trauma, because people have never existed ever without being out, talking, hanging out, and socializing. And they've never been, as a grown-ass man or woman, told to stay the fuck home and they can't go nowhere. Mm-hmm. And so I couldn't have been stuck at home with a better person because I was stuck at home with my wife. And I had the whole staff and team there. Nannies, chef, butlers, you name it, all there. And we loved on each other all. And we made the best of this quarantine, which is a very different situation than most. So I turned a negative into a positive. And I said, there's no flights, there's no shows, there's no calls. We're not going nowhere. We literally cannot physically leave the house. California's locked down. So we started doing these things called date night on Instagram. We had Jonathan McReynolds to physically come to the house and surprise her. We had Tamia and Eric Benet to redo Spend My Life With You because that was our first dance at our wedding. And then after, 9-10 months of being in quarantine and scared to fly because of obvious reasons, we get back to Atlanta. I landed 6 a.m. Father's Day. I ended up shooting 2 music videos in a row. One is called Black Excellence, featuring Rick Ross. The other one's called Legendary, dedicated to George Floyd and all that him and his family went through, and which I hope y'all check them out. Samantha was featured in my Black Excellence video as my leading lady. I also had her to come to the set for Legendary that I did with CeeLo Green. Again, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin. I've never done a music video ever featuring 4 people that passed away. They were all in the video. And so everything about casting, location scouting, editing, day and night, recording, everything that I was doing, Samantha had never experienced me and how much of a savage in my work ethic when it comes to working on an album. So as got everybody sleeping in every room, we editing, I'm doing everything. You know me, I'm a machine. I cook day and night. We're gonna handle all things, not just a label, just I'm an all-inclusive, hands-on person with every aspect of everything. And instead of being on location to work on this, I did it all at the house because we were all COVID-free. So as I'm walking through the kitchen on my way to another meeting, downstairs in the basement, she said to me, "Babe," I said, "What's going on? I got them waiting." She's like, "Babe, I have a question." I said, "Sam, okay, what's up? What's up?" She said, "Are you not attracted to me anymore?" And I said, "Sam, what are you talking about?" I said, "Babe, I'm working. Like, I'm grinding. You see, this is for George Floyd, his family, Trayvon, Eric Babe, I'm doing something. God is using me right now to make a statement with what I'm doing in music. This is not for me. I'm doing this on behalf of, I'm a civil rights, very outspoken and vocal person. I'm doing this, like, I might get backlash from their family if I don't get this shit right. So I'm in my zone right now. You know I'm a singer. You met me as a singer. You know I'm an actor. I'm grinding, I'm focused, I'm doing my thing. I just gave you 10 full months of uninterrupted time, date night, every day. And independent of the 15 minutes I gave niggas on Instagram, those date nights were turning to 5-6 hours. Me and Sam. So I left town to do a movie after I finished shooting them videos. We arguing, going back and forth about how busy I have been since I got back to Atlanta. And then she said, "I'm out." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Yeah, I think we need a break, something. And so I was like, okay, I've heard her say that before. People argue, we say shit we don't mean. It happens. It's couples. Egos, saying this, pillow talking, sharing each other's secret and use it as a weapon when you are, shit that people do. Not everybody, but we did. So I literally was in New Jersey working on this movie. And when she said I'm out, I was like, okay. I literally jumped on the plane. I left the set 2.5 hours early. They tried to fine me $750,000 for leaving because I had more scenes to do. I jumped on the plane, which was the last one out to take me straight from Jersey to Atlanta. She somehow found out I was coming home. She put a COVID mask on top of the Ring camera. She had like 6 or 7 people. Her mother, stepfather, best friends, homies, trainer, whoever was available. They grabbed a van with a trailer on the back. They loaded up 50 boxes. And she left me and never came back. So when I touched down, her best friend, who she was staying with while I was out of town, who had kids, they were like training homies. I was with her husband. I didn't have a trainer. I didn't have no security at the time. And I said to him, yo, would you be willing to come to Jersey and train me and do security, a little random, you know, just you ain't got to be a bodyguard, but you about 6'5", ex-NFL player. I'm like, you know, just come keep your eyes on me while I'm on set. And so our wives together with the kids, you with me in Jersey. He said to me, bro, I've been with my wife for 12, 13 years. I've never been away from her physically for more than 4 days. And that was the longest he had ever been away from his wife. I said, lucky you, right? So I said, you know what? When I go home, I'm taking you with me because you've been away from your wife now coming up on 2 weeks. Your wife is with my wife. They're all at the house with the kids. I was in the airplane. And by the time I landed, we jumped in an Uber, which was my first Uber after COVID, rushed straight to his house. And Sam came outside with the baby. Soraya, who was only 1 at the time. I'm hugging on her, kissing on her. They asked us if they wanted some food. They ordered like some wings or some shit, lemon pepper. So he was in the car. He was like, yo, I told you she gonna be all right. She just talking shit, man. Women get mad. They say shit she don't mean. She ain't going nowhere. So I'm there eating these wings, and I got my child, 1-year-old, on my lap. And I said, all right, babe, let's go home. She said, I'm not coming home. She said, I don't live there no more. I said, Sam, what the fuck? What do you mean? What are you talking about? She said, yeah, I took all my stuff out of the house. I said, so where's all your shit? She said, that doesn't matter. Cold like that. She said, let me get the baby. She grabbed the baby. She went in the house, grabbed all the baby stuff, the bag. She jumped in her truck. I said, how am I getting home? They live like 45 minutes outside of Atlanta. How am I getting home? She said, I don't know. I said, you can't take me home? I said, it's COVID, a pandemic out here. How am I going to get home? She said, I don't know. I said, Sam, you are not finna leave me out here in the suburbs of Atlanta, George Floyd and all this racist shit. We're at the... And then we started yelling back and forth. And she said, if you don't let me drive off, I'm gonna call the police on you. And she drove the fuck off with my child in the car. And I've never came back. So as you speak to real shit, real trauma, experiencing what my therapist would describe as narcissistic sociopathic behavior, when you're thinking about you and your own self-interest only, and you are out of touch with the things that you're saying and doing and the effects it is having on other people, which is the sociopath part, she ain't never came back, bro. So everybody talking shit about Zelly. Zelly never asked to be here. I begged for months. I'm gonna tell you the worst part. I'm tell you the worst fucking part. There's a man by the name of Pastor John Gray. He's one of my best friends, my mentor, and my pastor. He's got a wife named Aventer Gray, who is incredible, who I just love. They were going through some marital problems because Pastor John jumped out there and got caught with some emotional affair. Never had sex with nobody. He gave me his word on that. But he had an emotional affair. Went viral. It was everywhere. Aventer was on the brink of leaving her husband. Samantha made arrangements for Aventer to be at my house for a 3-hour therapy session in my house with Samantha's therapist. When Aventer Gray walked out of the therapy session that Samantha arranged to help her to save her marriage, she came out to see 50 boxes in the foyer in front of Bumblebee. Yeah. I'm going to help you to save your marriage and do whatever I can do to inspire and encourage your marriage to stay afloat. And while I'm up in here with my therapist in a therapy session about you thinking about leaving your husband, you're going to step out of the therapy session with my therapist and see 50 boxes in the foyer because I'm leaving my husband. I'm encouraging you to stay with your husband and your family, but I'm going to leave my husband and I'm going to take a 1-year-old with me. So I was fucked up, bro. I gave 10 full months uninterrupted time pouring into that woman. Busy, controversy, shit was all over the place. I got it. So beautiful pain is exactly that. It's beautiful pain. And I'm not even going to tell y'all who she started dating right after me. I ain't going to tell y'all that. I can't even get that away. I'm going to save that for when the album drop. It's going to fuck everybody in this room up. So I don't do music. Mm-hmm. I don't storytell. I don't talk shit. I don't play victim. I don't manipulate, and I don't gaslight. You don't have to like me. This beautiful pain is my truth. It's everything that I'm still carrying and feeling to this day. How is it possible to be in a relationship with a woman and you're still affected by the woman that left you? I'll tell you why. It's not in everybody's cards to be alone when they're at home sad, confused, depressed, and fucked up. You may make that choice, but that's not a choice that I should have ever made. And I love Zelly. If I had $100 million, I'd probably give her 40 for all that she's done for me. Loving on me, laughter, jokes, good energy, loving me in my mess. I could associate that to the hands of God. And at the same time, I can say I was a very married man, and I gave my wife my last name with our child, Gibson. And when I took my wedding band off, my finger was fucking light skinned because I never took it off. Never cheated, never physically harmed that woman. And there's nothing that our marriage went through while I was working on music and recording day and night that we couldn't figure out that our marriage shouldn't have survived. I called every first lady of every church I can think of. Tammy Franklin, Taffy Dollar, Creflo Dollar, Kirk Franklin, Aventer Gray, Pastor John Gray, a woman named Pastor Kim. Everybody you can think of. If she's not willing to listen to me, can y'all go get her to listen to you? Please get my wife to come home. And she never came. So this Beautiful Pain album, my first single, I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me, that ain't a song, bro. That's my truth. And I got you to thank, T. You came to my house, you heard my album, you was in Atlanta. That moment that happened on Instagram that went viral, my song is top 10 now. It will be number 1 in Jesus' name, I hope. And I don't want it to win because I'm winning. I want it to win because, as you said, it's time to pull them instruments back out. It's time for us to get into these songs and these lyrics again. The fact that David Foster produced my second single coming after this one, I don't know what's going on. Shout out to Bam. Brandon, I love you, bro. He was at my house camped out for a whole year and brought the Guitar Center to my house and played every instrument on his album. And I met Brandon because of you. And now this song has been launched all over the internet because of you. I give God all the glory, but he used you. He used you in my house on Instagram Live to throw that song out there. And you didn't cost me a lot of money, nigga. You didn't cost me a lot of money since you left my oh, shit. What? You cost me a lot of money, dang. I'm not talking about radio promo, bro. The amount of money I've spent since I've been in LA getting all of this shit in place is unbelievable. I was doing just fine in my cul-de-sac in Atlanta. You came to the house and all of this happened, and I give the Lord Jesus Christ all the credit because he used you, bro. It was a move from God. And I want to tell you right here on the R&B Money Podcast. This is going to be the highest viewed podcast. This is going to be a very successful podcast. All of the sponsorships imaginable is coming. And the level of guests that y'all got coming, if you don't see to it yourself, I'm going to see to it that anybody I know that y'all may not know or may not have access to them, they're going to be sitting right here on this couch. This is the best podcast out there, period. Soon as I seen the first episode, I said, this is brilliant. I text both of y'all. Am I lying?
No.
I invited myself on this show.
You called me from London.
I called you from London while I was shooting Fast 10.
Yeah.
And I said, bro, this is the best shit ever.
Yeah. You did.
This is exactly what y'all should be doing. This is brilliant. I said, I got to pull up. And I've been wanting to be on this show since y'all brought the shit off the ground. Episode number 1, I've been looking to sit right here on this couch. I can't believe I'm in this room. So I'm just proud of y'all, man. And however y'all met, I know you saying
you were a part of that.
I thank God, man. I don't want to say to the world, man, because we've been here talking. This is probably episode 3 by now. But I want to just tell y'all, I love everybody. I'm proud of you, Jay. You sounded incredible on your song, man, that y'all did together. Fucking incredible. I'm not surprised, but you sound incredible. And you know the beautiful thing about being a creative is that there's no rules.
Absolutely.
Nope.
Right? So the dinosaurs say, if you don't do this, if you don't wear that, if you don't say that, if you don't go about it like that, then you ain't gonna produce that. There's nothing about anything that y'all have done since y'all met each other, how we met, whoever met, introduced, nothing about anything that I've connected to on any level that's ever been traditional or conventional.
Facts.
And I tell niggas all the time, all that they are trying to sit you down and instill in you about what song, what you need to be wearing, what you need to be doing, man, fuck all that. Do you. I piss people off every single day because I am unapologetic about my walk with Christ. I'm unapologetic about me and knowing my value and my self-worth. And I'm also unapologetic about going above and beyond to pour into people and make whatever connection I can to know that whatever you Tank is doing with jvalentine and vice versa, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I couldn't do any of the things that y'all are doing together. But look what happens when y'all get together. That's 1500's Academy. That's his idea. He found a location. He put his whole crew together. They do it all the work. Everybody I made reference to, I'm not being belittling, condescending. I'm not saying anybody owes me anything. I'm not name dropping. I'm not trying to give myself more credibility than what I already have. I'm just fine. And I don't even expect none of these people to either confirm or deny anything I'm saying today. But we know what happened. And I sleep good at night knowing that I have been used in any capacity to create a shift in anybody's life. Because I just want to empty myself of everything I am before it's all over. And so, yeah, I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me, featuring Lenny Kravitz.
Wow.
And Leandria Johnson.
Wow, again.
Is for real.
Yes, it is.
This Beautiful Pain is a double album. It's 20 songs, and I'll say, no disrespect to the R&B kings up in here, I believe that I have the only album that belongs on vinyl. Because you will press play on this album.
It is a vinyl album.
You will never skip anything. It's the proudest thing I've ever done, but it's also the most painful thing I've ever done in my life. I wish this album was somebody else's.
Are you doing vinyl?
Yeah.
I need one.
You will get one. You got my word.
We gotta have that.
Both of y'all get
I
one.
love that.
You got my word.
Man, I love when artists make vinyl.
The packages ain't gonna stop, Tank. It's your fault.
No, I just really wanted to, I think that people don't really understand what goes into this. And
yeah,
it's so far beyond money and marketing and all of these things.
Your life going to
your life.
Your life going to it.
Your
It takes me 7 days at a time to do one song.
Yeah.
Because I gotta literally walk away because I cannot believe that these are my actual feelings. These are my vulnerabilities. These are my experiences. I can't believe that she's just off somewhere doing something and just left her husband and her family. And all over the internet playing victim, trying to encourage women to leave when they not in it no more, leave, do what, that ain't a move from God. God said, through thick and thin, for better, for worse, till death do us part. Neither one of us are dead. You left me with no explanation. I still don't know what I said and did to this day. So although this album is very special, it is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And Tank, you know that if you didn't come to my house and make me press play on Instagram,
Ain't no telling when this would have came out.
this shit would have never seen the light. I'm telling you, sitting here,
Yeah.
Beautiful Pain. I'm not blinking, I'm not playing. Beautiful Pain, the album, would have never seen the light of day. Because it has been the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my fucking life.
And the craziest thing that you just said is that even with all that you were able to pour into this, it's still no closure.
I'm on fire right now. If you put on a pair of 3D glasses, I'm sitting there with a red jacket on fire.
Yeah.
I don't want her. I don't want her to want me. I wish her well, but she fucked me up, bro. And that's it. You can tell whatever version of the story you want. You left me on the porch with some wings and pulled the fuck off in a truck I bought you and left me in the suburbs
Why you giving
at
the
the
wings?
height
Bad
of racism. Yeah, savage.
Wings.
I hope she goes viral for it.
What kind-
Savage.
He said they was lemon pepper.
Can I ask what kind of wing?
He told me.
Lemon
He said they
pepper?
were lemon,
Lemon
pepper.
pepper?
Wingstop?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So it was bootleg lemon pepper.
Bootleg.
Because you know what happens in some of those kind of situations, where food is connected to it, you can't eat that
You
food
can't
no
eat
more.
it no more.
Oh
in
yeah,
real
that shit
life.
was definitely left on the porch.
No, I'm saying forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Absolutely. Yeah,
saying?
the never again.
The wing have a
Yeah.
trauma
I have
connected to
not
it.
had lemon
It's
pepper
triggering.
since.
It's triggering.
Yeah, I've never had lemon pepper since. That's true.
No, I just, and I didn't even know you were gonna go that in depth.
I feel
into
safe
it.
here.
But we appreciate it because I think all of us, on our level, in terms of our lives and the things we deal with, we got to pour into something. And that shit,
Yeah.
I didn't want this though,
pour into
guys.
something.
Nah, we never want that.
I love
We
this
never
album.
want the bullshit. We
I
never
love
want
this
it.
album, Kings. I love this album, but I wish it was somebody else's.
Yeah.
That's my truth.
That's fair.
And you can listen to it. You could be like, if you had to go through that again, to get this. I've been making money and had too much success over the years for me to ever be caught up in anybody who's fired up and excited about such a painful album. I love you, but I would appreciate this album if somebody else released it. That's why it's been so hard for me to do. So I want to say this because I know I've been here for a while. I want to say to radio, and this is not a speech. Please, listen to me. I don't have a record deal right now. Of all days, my label dropped me on Valentine's Day, which is the anniversary of my mother's death, and also the day that I got married to Samantha. I still don't think that Valentine's Day is a negative cloud. I refuse, but that's where I'm at. So when I say dropped, I got to make sure I clarify. All of the people that was at this particular label have all been fired or transitioned into other companies. So they have people in there now running the label. So after I release my single, I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me, which is the most vulnerable song ever. First of all, most men with pride and ego would never say those words. A woman probably wouldn't say it either. I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me, featuring Leandra Johnson and Lenny Kravitz. It's now on the radio, top 10, on our way to number 1, God willing, and I don't have a deal. They said, with all due respect, we wouldn't be able to do a phone call with you about the Beautiful Pain album or the project at least until 6 months from now. would you be willing to shake our hands and walk? Paperwork came in. I signed it. I'm 44 years old with the most important song and album of my life and career and don't have a deal. Imagine that.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful pain.
Beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah. Well, it ain't beautiful right now because I can't miss these timelines.
Yeah, it's gonna turn.
Yeah.
It's gonna turn. It's gonna turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think I gave y'all my soul today.
You
And I
know
felt
that.
comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate y'all, man. I wish y'all the very best, man.
Well, you closing out like you ain't got no
Yeah,
shit to do.
We're not letting you leave. Now, first you held us hostage. Now we're gonna hold you hostage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's some other shit.
So Reese, with all of your vulnerability and the beauty and all your pain,
The real R&B.
you've come across some music that has made you feel a way over time. Some music that has inspired you to do what you do and be who you are.
Speak on it.
So what we want to know from you is top 5. Your top 5. Reese's top 5. His top 5 R&B singers, R&B songs. Your top 5. Reese top, Reese top 5. Reese top, Reese top 5. I know you got it.
You got 5. I know you got 5.
I know you got it. Tyrese's top 5.
Play so beautiful, don't you agree? That boy good.
That's just the
Tyrese's
intro.
top 5 R&B singers.
R. Kelly, number 1.
Start there then.
R&B singers.
R&B, start there.
Say what you want to say
I'm
about
not,
his
we have
life,
said nothing.
his choices, what he's going through. He's the greatest
You
ever
don't
do.
you have to explain nothing to me.
R&B singer, writer, producer. He's probably giving away more hits than he's got for himself. The greatest to ever do it, Robert Kelly. Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, Teddy Pendergrass,
Wow.
and Brandy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Great list.
Hey, man. you
Great
know.
list. Okay. That sounds easy for you.
I don't think it's fair to just do top 5. I mean, Luther Vandross, Anita Baker.
Keep going then.
I get it. I get it.
You know,
I
it's
get it.
so many
it's
people
tough.
I pull from. You know, Patti LaBelle. I mean, it's like there's Al Green.
Top 11.
D5.
Top 82. Okay, so
like okay.
here we go. Your top 5 R&B songs.
I Believe I Can Fly. R. Kelly. Probably. I would say Donny Hathaway singing this song for you.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, All Is Fair in Love. And it's got Babyface all over it, but yeah, I think one of my favorites is like I'll Make Love to You, Water Runs Dry. Like Babyface is like, his level of pen and pedigree is second to none. I think he's I think he's definitely changed our world musically, lyrically, sonically. Babyface is going to live and die and never be able to shake hands of everyone's life who he's affected through his pen. And he's not dying anytime soon. But yeah,
Was that 5
He's
songs?
still writing his.
yeah, he is
He got 4.
still
That's 4 songs.
But he said 2 of Babyface's songs.
He said 2 of
though.
Babyface's
He did say
songs.
2 of Babyface's songs.
Boys to Men, Water Runs Dry,
Mm-hmm.
which was written by Babyface. But yeah,
And he said, I make love to you.
yeah, I'll make love to you.
Hey, man. He can have 2 in there.
Come on.
He can have 2 in there.
Absolutely.
You know a lot about Voltron. A lot of people that come on this show don't know about Voltron because they weren't alive when Voltron was happening. They don't understand the 5 lions coming together to form Voltron to beat off the evil nemesis
Show 'em your hand,
in
man.
space.
Show 'em your hand,
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
You really
you
about
are the Voltron.
That's right.
you about that Voltron light. I know you can meet me where I'm at when I say this. We're gonna form your R&B Voltron. Where you getting the vocals from?
Shout out to Lorenz Tate and Ludacris, by the way, because we were the original Voltron. Whenever we would link up, the running joke was, yo, nigga, let's form Voltron to go out and hit these streets, nigga. We would always say that. So when I
crazy.
ended up forming that actual company and running with Voltron, that actually came from me, Lorenz Tate, and Ludacris.
Just crazy that y'all
Just
were-
throw Tank in there. Just throw him in there.
Yo, form a Voltron
Just throw him in there, bro.
without me?
Yeah, and Tank Drew.
And Tank 2. Just throw him in there, man.
Hey, Tank 2. Yeah. Tank 2.
Honorary.
Honorary. Yeah,
Honorary.
sometime.
Like your doctorate.
Other people earned the doctorate.
I knocked myself
Tank
out.
was handed a doctorate.
No,
No.
he's earned it in these streets.
Dr.
No.
Babs.
I earned my doctorate.
He earned it
My,
in these R&B
so
streets.
no, hold on. We're gonna stop this shit right now. Oh, we're gonna get to your goddamn Voltron. No, no.
What a baby. If it's me, I don't want there to jumped over the table.
My doctorate is based on years of studies and accomplishments in the actual field.
In the field.
Not studying the book on how to get to it.
Be in the book.
Not in the book, hoping to get to it.
Yeah.
Nah, not wishing and praying.
Okay. Yeah.
On the turf,
Come on. Because Earth is your turf.
in the dirt,
Yeah. You got it from the mud.
living it,
Yeah.
dying in it, and coming back to life again.
Lifestyle. Nigga.
What?
That's why nobody gonna give you one. That's why. Let's get to your damn Voltron.
You catch the commitment? Lip was hanging, and I came out of that thing right on time. What?
Your R&B Voltron.
Your R&B Voltron.
Who
Okay,
you
yeah,
getting? Okay, let me tell you what. Who you getting the vocal from? Performance style from? Styling from? And passion. Let's start with the vocal. Whose vocal you putting on that Voltron?
Teddy Pendergrass.
Getting aggressive early.
Yeah. Turn them on.
The performance style.
Kels. Arena music.
You building a man. Styling.
Who put the drip on? Who get fly?
Usher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been consistently killing them in the fashion space.
Especially like in that first video when he was killing you. And who you gonna get the passion from?
Hey man, we not doing.
Never getting through this interview. We're not gonna get through the episode.
She said she likes it my way. Go ahead.
Who you getting the passion of the artist from? The heart of the artist.
Stevie. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
There's
feel
no
everything
one.
he's saying. You feel it every single time.
Everything.
He's the level of conviction
out of control.
over Stevie is
Out of control.
true.
That's a great Voltron. And it was 4 things. So that means like you, Luda,
Rans.
Rans, and Tank. So 4
So I made
things.
it.
So y'all made the 4 Voltron, man. I'm trying to get him in, bro.
Yeah, you mean.
I'm trying to get him in. My nigga. Maybe he can play the piano for y'all.
We should.
We got one more thing for
We
you,
got one
brother.
more
We
thing.
should go ahead and.
One more thing for
We're
you.
gonna speed it up.
We should go ahead and
You in the wrong key.
wrap it up.
Yeah, tell me.
No, we
I'll
ain't.
tell you when to wrap it.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready?
No, we ain't, nigga.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Come on, what you gonna-
What you gonna do
what
is
you
you gonna
gonna
tell
do?
us a story, but what you ain't gonna do is I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names.
bet not.
I ain't saying no names. Where you was? Who you was with? What you did? Don't say shit. I ain't saying no.
Yeah. So right now,
Yeah.
we are getting into Tyrese
Tyrese.
Gibson, aka Black Tie.
Talk about it.
Listen, tap into the Black Tie. The nigga was rapping and shit.
Killed
He
it.
met a lot of
Did a
cool
good
young
job.
producers and had them
It's only 2 rappers on the TGT album. Him and Prov.
Black Tie.
Like that.
The franchise himself,
The franchise.
Tim Billy.
Tim Billy's.
I don't know no other nigga got Tim Billy at the box office.
Not in the
I don't-
flesh.
I don't know.
I heard about him.
I don't
Too
know.
many of us.
It ain't too,
ain't too
many
many.
of them.
You see?
You see?
You see?
You see him here.
You see?
Yeah, you see.
You see him here.
Believe it.
And what he's about to do is give us a story. Funny or fucked up, or funny and fucked up. The only rule to this game is he can't say no names. This is Tyrese. Tyrese,
All right, I got one.
yeah.
I got one. I got one.
I ain't saying no names.
All right. So back when I did Too Fast, Too Furious in Miami, this was the second movie after Baby Boy only. I did Baby Boy, Too Fast. That was 1 and 2. In Miami, we going crazy. I made $150,000 for Baby Boy, most money I'd ever seen in my life. I made $1.3 million for Too Fast, Too Furious. So I was out of control. We partying, we turning up, we going big. We in Miami. Never go to a club, never see the same woman. We just out there going crazy. So there's this girl that ended up being on the movie set. And me and Paul Walker were both like flirting with this girl. She was actually the stand-in for Eva Mendes.
Saying a lot of names. Go ahead.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
It's all right. It's cool. I'm gonna tell you something after you finish rolling. So, yeah, we both giving this girl all these compliments because, again, on the movie set, first team is the actual star in the movie. Your stand-in that's helping with the camera, the lighting, and everything that they're doing, they call them second team.
Educator. Yeah.
Not a stunt double, second team. So she's sexy, she's beautiful, and me and Paul just kept complimenting this girl every day. Didn't make any moves, but just complimenting her. So fast forward, the movie's about to wrap, and then end up running into this girl. You know, I had already started hanging out with her, knocking her down. It was fun times. And then we found out we were smashing the same girl. And I know you're not supposed to mention no names, but I just have to tell y'all that Paul quickly became one of my favorite people because the whole time both of us were smashing the same girl, and we never told each other that we were smashing. We just kept complimenting the girl to each other. And we'd be in the car.
I like what you have on today too.
Like, yo, I'm looking at Paul like, yo, she is looking crazy. I know, bro. Like he playing the game with me the whole time. So rest in peace to my brother, man. He was one of my favorite humans. No, I wasn't supposed to drop no name, but there's no rules because we family. Yeah. But yeah, man, me and Paul for months were smashing the same girl. It was crazy. And then for me, when I look back and I reflect on the conversations that we were having, giving this girl all these compliments and all this love. And the fact that for whatever reason, we just did not want to tell each other that we had already been taking it down, it was the funniest shit ever to then find out that we both were smashing while acting as if we wasn't. And it was only me and him that did all these scenes together. It was obviously the whole cast of Fast, but yeah, it was crazy.
That's great.
Yeah, so...
This nigga said all the names.
That's,
so I ain't
no,
saying-
no, he didn't.
He's a disruptor.
He didn't-
No, listen. It's my game. It's not your game,
You're right.
Tank.
That's not my game.
You are a disruptor, brother.
Yes.
But I love you.
Well, Jay,
But I have to tell you
I
that you're a
love you
disruptor.
too, but you're corporate.
No, you're a disruptor.
You cannot
You
stick-
said names.
I said names, but the names just made this story way juicier than keeping the names out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You
my
think
name
I
is-
want, hold on, first of all, do you think I want niggas walking up to me everywhere I go to say, yo, who was I don't want nobody asking me no fucking questions about what was happening in Miami on the set.
Ladies-
I'm going to tell y'all the names so nobody walk up to me asking me the name.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Sorry, jvalentine.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
He just said my name. I'm jvalentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast, the authority
Yeah.
on all things R&B. I don't even know what to say, man. I love you, brother.
I love you too, bro. Beautiful Pain is coming.
Beautiful Pain is
If
coming.
it doesn't drop, let me apologize in advance. The hardest shit I ever done.
I will go to the house,
he's
get
putting
the
that
hard
out.
drive, and put the shit out myself.
Radio, thank you.
This has been Tyrese Gibbs.
Can I go home now?
Ooh, yeah. R&B money.